Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Zoom family. We're all welcome to this session of our weekly webinar. We're welcome to this session of our weekly webinar, Invest with Clarity by Meaningful Realtors, anchored by Mr. Meaningful. And last week we started a series that we are continuing today. And that series is tagged Life Stage Real Estate Investment. Facebook family, hello. Instagram family, good day. Zoom family, yeah, good day. So we're diving deeper into the life stage real estate investment model. Last week we looked at the life stage real estate investment model from the career level, and I'll give a bit of a background. Life stage real estate investment model is a coinage of Meaningful Realtors, born out of our years of working with different investors who cut across different cadre of life, across different phases, local, international, starters, in different phases of life and different stages of life. So we have realized that okay, not investment is not a one size fits all thing. Before we go ahead, I want to say welcome once again to this session of Investing with Clarity by Meaningful Realtors, anchored by Mr. Meaningful. I want to say thank you for those of us who have been connecting week in, week out. I appreciate you. I don't take your presence here for granted. I know it's because you've been gaining one thing or the other that has kept you coming again and again. And for those who are going to connect with this subsequently on YouTube, I also say thank you for watching this. Don't just invite yourself alone. Since you're on this call, do well to send out the link, invite somebody. You know, this session can actually change one person's perspective about investment. So do well to reach out to somebody. Send the link out, send the Zoom link out to someone in your circle. Just do that quickly do that. I'm waiting. If you're on Facebook, send out the link to someone. If you're on Instagram, please do the same. My Zoom buddies, please do the same. Just quickly send this link out to someone. Definitely somebody will benefit. This session will actually change one person's perspective to what real estate investment is like. Once again, the session we're looking at tonight is the continuation of the life stage real estate investment model. And when we started last week, I want to say again that the life stage real estate investment model is a trademark of Meaningful Realtors. And what we're trying to do with this model is to say that investing or investment is not a one size fits all. There is always a particular investment for every stage of life. So tonight we're saying matching the right property investment to the right stage of life. I'll say that again. We're saying matching the right property investment with the right stage of life. Zoom, thank you very much for connecting. I appreciate you. So I want to say thank you for joining us. Whether you are joining us from Zoom, Facebook, IG, or wherever you may be watching, I sincerely appreciate your time. And as usual, this is one of those webinars that will not hold you down, but definitely you will go with something. Tonight's conversation is one that is very close to my heart because it's born out of years of interacting with investors. I said that earlier, prospect, clients, colleagues, and friends. Before we begin, let me ask you a simple question. Just listen. You can drop your response. We're going to have a good conversation over this session. It's not, like I said, we're not just it's not a theorized or a lecture. Yeah, it's not a lecture. So we're going to have some interaction. You can drop your response in the chat box or on the Facebook or IG comment section. Have you ever seen someone buy a piece of land and make a fortune from it? Somebody buys a piece of land. They say a couple of days ago, it trended. It went viral when one popular musician said he bought a property some time ago, not too long ago, for about 4 billion, and today that same property, as at when he was talking, was worth 8 billion. It was say you can't ever go wrong with real estate, right? Yeah. But at the same time, have you seen another person who buys land and remain frustrated for years because nothing seems to happen? Me, I am a victim of that. I'll be very vulnerable with you, and I'll tell you sincerely, I am a victim of that. Yes, I bought property, and yes, there are properties I bought, and they've been there. That property has been there for years, and nothing seems to be happening. So part of what I'm telling you. Sorry, 1 minute, please. Sorry, excuse me. Move this camera to this angle. Yeah. So part of what I'm telling you out of personal experience. I'm telling you out of interaction with clients. I'm telling you out of interaction, conversation with prospects. So it's not something that is theoretical. It's practical. Or maybe perhaps you know someone earning steady rental income from property and another person struggling to maintain a similar property. I know somebody, one of my clients actually, who said he had to sell off a property because he could not stand the trauma of running that rental property. Excuse me. Hope you know. So the natural conclusion is often that one person made a good investment and the other made a bad investment. That's the way we easily conclude. Okay, but truly, like I've said over the periods on this webinar, that there's no real estate investment that is better or worse than the other. It is only a function of the phase that the investor is in. And for those who are on this call, a couple of you will confirm the fact that when we start discussing, I always ask the question, what is your investment objective? That is, why are you going on this journey? Because investment is not a one cap fits all. Over the years, we've come to see different conclusions. Sometimes the investment itself is not the problem. The investment is not the problem. The land you bought is not the problem. No. And that realization gave back to what we now call life stage real estate investment. It's a model, like I said earlier, that is coined by Meaningful Realtors. So tonight I want to share this framework with you. We started this discussion last week, and in last week's session we looked at the life stage real estate investment model by the stage that a person is in his career. Somebody who is starting his career, somebody who goes into growth model, somebody who gets into peak earning stage, and you advance and on like that. You get to pre-retirement, retirement, and you get to legacy stage. But today we're looking at it from another angle. Now we want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes investors make. The biggest mistake investors make. Many people approach real estate with a very simple mindset. Tell me the hottest property. That's one of the things. What is the hottest property? Or where is everybody buying now? Or somebody will say, tell me the next Lekki. Where is the next Lekki in Lagos, in Nigeria? Tell me the investment with the highest returns. I always tell people, and everybody, because I have a finance background, and I tell people, in finance we have the maxim. The higher the returns, the higher the risk. So it's not just about the highest returns, right? Nothing is actually wrong with those questions, but there is a more important question. And what is that question? Is this investment suitable for me at this stage of my life? That is one of the most critical things about investing. Is this investment suitable for me at this stage of my life? Let me give you a practical look at this from another angle. One of the angles that I want to look at it is that as an unmarried person, there are some risks that you can take. There are some risks that you can take as an unmarried person. And as a married person, there are some risks you dare not take. There's some risks you dare not take. So because real estate is not a one size fits all. No. So that question about is this investment right for me at this stage of my life is very, very important, because the best investment for a 28-year-old may be the wrong investment for a 58-year-old. Let me say that again. The best investment for a 28-year-old may be the worst investment for a 58-year-old. The best investment for a retiree may be completely unsuitable for a young professional just starting out. Yet many people invest as though everybody is supposed to follow the same formula. No, it can't work. And we gave some example last week. We are going to give some more examples. Let me just look at this. Imagine two people. The first person is 30 years old, single, recently employed, just starting life, no major responsibilities. The second person is 62 years old, retired, looking for monthly income. Now imagine that both invest in raw land. Look at the age. One is 30, one is 62. They both invest. Now somebody now tells them, there is land banking, land banking. You buy land and wait. You don't wait to buy land. That is another maxim that we have in this environment. You buy land and wait. You don't wait to buy land, and they both invest in it. Now the retired person is looking for monthly income. Now imagine that both invest in raw land. The younger person can wait 10 years, 15 years, even 20 years. At 30, another 20 years, it will be 50. No, time is on his side. But can the retiree afford to wait 20 years? Possible now? Probably not. It's not possible. Forgive me for my international audience. Just allow me once in a while. I think first in that language. So I'll speak part of it. So the retiree needs income. He needs liquidity. He needs stability. But he has worked. He's now at the stage of his life that he doesn't have the energy. His risk appetite is even lower. So what both of them are looking for, at the end of the day, they will get two different outcomes. The 62 person who goes to buy land that he would have to wait for 10 years will come back complaining and tell you that investing in land is a bad thing. How can you buy land? You don't stage of life that you are before you delve into it. That is the problem. So we're introducing the life stage real estate investment model. Life stage real estate investment model is the process of matching real estate investment to an investor's stage of life. Not just stage, financial capacity, responsibilities, risk appetite, and investment goals. I'll take that again. It says life stage real estate investment model is the process of matching real estate investment to an investment, because now you're building, you want to start. Earlier this evening, I listened to one of my mentors who said, if you can make an effort to buy one property each every year, depending on, you remember we said life stage real estate investment is about the financial capacity is one of the considerations, right? Depending on your financial capacity, between the age of 20 and 35, you are at that stage what you are doing is asset acquisition. You want to buy. You can afford at 20, you can afford to buy a land somewhere, and they will tell you, it's land banking, purely land banking, and it's going to be there for another 20 years. It's going to be there for another 25 years. At 20, you'll be 45 in another 25 years. But you can just try to imagine the level of growth in life that would have happened in a particular location where land is bought that has a projection to a propensity for growth, and you now buy in that location and you wait for 25 years or more. You can just try to imagine. It's mind-blowing the kind of growth you would have gained, right? Because you are laying foundations at between 20 and 35. You are not necessarily looking for immediate income. You are looking for growth. That is why investments such as land banking, residential plots, off-plan properties often make sense at that age. This investment requires patience. Yes, land banking in particular requires patience. I have a couple of clients, even myself inclusive. I bought some land a couple of years back, and my clients that I got to buy some of this land, they're already becoming impatient. Appreciate now. Meaningful. Mr. Meaningful. No, that's not land banking for us. Right? Land banking actually takes time. So fortunately, young investors have one resource that older investors cannot buy, and that is time. So the starter stage is in the life stage real estate investment model. The starter phase is between the 20 to 35. Now the stage 2 is the family formation. So there's an overlap here, right? We said starter is 20 to 35, right? The stage 2 is the family formation, usually between 28 and 45. At this stage, life becomes more complex. Marriage comes in, children come in, school fees, housing needs, financial stability becomes more important. Yes, so you can't afford. There's some risk you will take at 20, at 22, at 25. There's some risk you can afford to take that you cannot afford to take at 35. You cannot afford to take at 40. No, because school fees is here, knocking, not waiting for your investment to mature. You have to pay, right? Marriage is the material are there, school fees are there, housing needs, rent. Financial stability is very, very important between the ages of 28 and 45. So the focus shifts from merely buying assets to creating a solid wealth foundation. Suitable investment mode in property investment at that level is residential plots, buy and hold properties, off-plan development. You want growth, but you also want stability. right? Off-plan development, okay, between the next 3 and 5 to 5 years, they will deliver. You rent out the property in a good location, you start making your money, and that is how it grows. So that's stage 2 of the real estate investment, life stage real estate investment model. Stage 3 is the stage that you are now building wealth. Now we're talking about people in their prime early years. For last week, these are the people that are in the peak earning stage of their career. Now, these people are professionals, they are executives, they are business owners. At this stage, appreciation alone is no longer enough. You want assets that grow and generate income like this, right? And at this point, you want to buy rental apartments. That is, you are not doing off plan this time. You are buying finished apartments. You are buying multi-family properties in a location that you can start generating income almost immediately, right? And commercial real estate, that is what you are doing at this level. The objective is simple: turn income into asset. This is the stage that you can afford to do flip. Flip is where you buy a property in a brown location in a couple of months. In the next 6 months, you refurbish the property, touch it up. You buy for 200. In another 3-4 months or 6 months maximum, you are selling for 450. That's it, because you are deep pocketed at that point. That's why we said life stage real estate investment model brings a number of things into play. Financial capacity is one of them. So the objective, like we said at this point, is simple: you turn income into assets, and you turn assets into wealth. The stage 4 of the life stage real estate investment model, using the stage of life or the phase of life, is expansion. That is the expansion phase. At this stage, investors begin thinking about building beyond individual properties. They're thinking of portfolio growth. The kind of people in this phase already have investment in real estate, but they want to expand their portfolio. They're thinking of buying more commercial properties, buying industrial properties, building hospitals. They may not even be medical doctors. They buy a building, let it out to an hospital, or they be a part of just form a team with medical doctors, and they become part owners in an hospital. They do joint ventures, development projects. The goal is no longer owning the property. The goal is building a portfolio. I hope you're going together. I hope you're going. We started. Let me take us back in the journey for those who are just connecting. What we're talking about tonight is the life stage real estate investment model that says that there is a particular property investment that is suitable for every age. And we started from the starter phase, which is the starter stage, which is age between 20 and 35, where the focus at that point is asset acquisition. We moved on to the family formation stage, where there is need for stability. You can't afford to say house rent is due, you are not paying. School fees is due, you are not paying. That is the family formation stage. At that point, the need grows into financial stability, right? And you want to grow more than just building and just acquiring. So we want to move, and we moved on to wealth building phase, which is the phase that we just talked about. The wealth building phase, where you go into buying rental properties. You're not just buying off plan now, property that you can move immediately, right? And we went into expansion, where you go into commercial property, industrial properties, joint ventures, which you call JVs for short, and you talk about development projects. The next stage is the wealth preservation. Now you have built the wealth, you want to preserve it. Something interesting happens as people get older. The question changes. It is no longer how much can I make. It is now how much can I keep. Wealth preservation. The focus shifts from stability to predictability. It shifts to protection. Investments such as student housing, agricultural real estate that we talked about extensively last month is one of the focus at this stage. This is the pre-retirement. In last week, this is the phase that is equal to the pre-retirement stage. You want to start thinking of your retirement. Agricultural real estate is a good retirement plan, right? You start thinking of syndications. So things like that can become valuable tools at this phase or at this stage of life. The next stage now, the last one is the retirement stage. Now you have worked. Now you have made some investment to agricultural real estate towards your retirement. Now this is where many people get it wrong. The retirement stage, the stage 6, which is the retirement stage. This is where many people get it wrong. And what happens? Retirement is not the stage of speculation. No. Retirement is the stage for income. I have a couple of them in my portfolio. Meaningful Realtors consult for a couple of them, and these are people that they just have their money, just collect their money bulk, and they say, Meaningful Realtors, what can we do with this? Can we do a 6-month investment? Can we do a 12-month investment? They put their money in. At the end of 6 months, they get their returns on their investment. Some of them will say, "Oh, I don't need it yet. Roll it over." Some will say, "Okay, do it for the next 12 months." What is important at this stage is cash flow. Is that I know that at the end of this month, I'm going to get a particular amount. There is one of these my client that I'm so very pleased with, right? Yes, about sometimes last week we had a conversation, and he told me that, I said, "Well, how much? When is the next maturity?" "Oh, it's going to be around there towards the end of the year." "Well, I don't really need so much. Definitely, you have to roll everything over, but it's towards the end of the year. I'll see need some funds." So I simply told him, "Okay, take this particular amount, roll this over. The part of the returns is going to roll over principal and investment." But I told him part of the returns you can now use that to meet up all your expenses, and he has agreed. That's what we do, right? So these people at this stage, investors at this stage benefit from co-ownership investment, real estate investment trust, income funds. As a retiree, these are real estate investment that give you predictable returns on your investment. Let us talk. We have this for you, different options. You can start with as low as whatever amount you have. Talk to me, I will guide you through. Meaningful Realtors will guide you through. So at this point, major thing at this point is that your money should be working harder than you are. It's called retirement stage. It is not the stage for you to now be hustling or be looking into one new business. It's very painful when you see people who have been in employment all their life. They now leave employment. They now say they are retirees and they want to go into farming that they have never done all their life. It's dangerous. So please, if there's anybody on this call who is thinking, who has that contemplation, please, or you know anybody around you who is contemplating to do that, please advise them not to do. So the key principle, if you remember nothing else from tonight's session, remember this: the younger the investor, the more suitable growth-focused investment become. The younger the investor, the more suitable growth-focused investments become. Whereas the older the investor, the more suitable cash flow focused investments become. Remember what we're talking about: matching your phase or your stage of life with the right real estate investment. So we are saying that tonight that if you don't take anything away, just know very well that when you have age on your side, you can take more risk in terms of investment. Whereas as you grow older, your focus will be on cash flow. The younger person is looking at growth, the older person is looking at cash flow. A younger person can afford patience. A retiree cannot afford patience. A retiree needs income. A retiree needs cash flow. That distinction changes everything. And why does this really matter? Why does the life stage real estate investment model, practicality of it, why does it matter? Many people buy properties because my friend bought there, my colleague recommended it, everybody is investing there. But successful investing is personal. Your investment strategy should reflect your age, your income, your responsibilities, your goal in life, your timeline, and your phase of life. The right investment for someone else may be the wrong investment for you. Please take note of that. And what is the Meaningful Realtors approach? At Meaningful Realtors, we believe investors deserve more than property marketing. We're not just coming to say, yes, we do. As a matter of fact, if you go to our Instagram handle or our Facebook page, you see a lot of education more than just telling to you, selling properties to you. We do a lot of education, and by the grace of God, we are a thriving real estate financial advisory company. By God's grace, we are not doing badly. For those who are on Facebook, you can see some of the awards that we have there, some of the plaques and the awards that we have. Yes, these are things that are proof, are evidences to say that yes, we are doing well. Not because we just sell anything to everybody or everything to anybody, but we sell we give you bespoke recommendation for the stage of life that you are in. At Meaningful Realtors, we believe investors deserve more than property marketing. They deserve guidance, they deserve advice, they deserve a strategy. And that is why we're introducing the life stage real estate investment framework. Before recommending a property, we want to understand the investor. I always ask that question: why are you investing? What stage of life are you? Because when the investment matches the life stage, outcomes improve significantly. As we close, as we round up tonight's session, I would like you to reflect on one question: what stage of life am I currently in? Stage of life is not the same thing as age of life. A starter in real estate investment may not be. Last week I gave an example of a young lady that works with Google and who can afford to buy a single property worth 650 million naira. A young lady yet to be married, because at that phase of her life, she has the financial capacity. So another question you should ask yourself: does my current real estate portfolio align with the stage of life that I am in? Because the goal is not merely to buy property. The goal is to grow your wealth. The goal is to have a sustenance. The goal is to buy the right property at the right time for the right purpose. And at this point, I want to say thank you for connecting with us once again for in this Investing with Clarity session. Well, for those on Zoom, those on Facebook and Instagram, I may not be able to pick your questions, but if there's anyone, we still have some few minutes. If there's anyone who has any question on Zoom, you can drop your questions or you indicate by raise of hand. Let's quickly take some time to attend to your questions. I'm waiting, my Zoom buddies. Yes, anyone with a question, you can indicate by raise of hand. Can we unmute? Am I sure people on Zoom can hear me at all? Can people on Zoom hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And for those who might be wondering at this attire, those on Instagram and Zoom, we're talking about the life stage. So you can see we're combining one stage of life with another stage of life. Having my native attire cap on my white shirt. Well, that is letting you know that we're crossing phases or stages or ages of life. So please, do we have questions? Do we have questions? And indicate by raise of hand. You can indicate by raise of hand, or you can unmute and ask your question. Just before we go. And while we are waiting, I want to appreciate all those who are connected with us on this call. My big brother, excuse me, that my eldest brother is on this call. Thank you very much, big brother. My immediate elder brother is also on this call. That is family for you, family for us. Prof, thank you very much for connecting. I appreciate you, Prof. Professor Okolo, thank you very much for connecting, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope we're going to have a conversation after this call.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Luban Matthew, thank you very much for connecting. You are always here. Thank you. We appreciate it. I don't take your presence for granted. Auntie Dorcas, thanks for connecting. Yeah, all the way from UK, my brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Samson, my protege, thanks. I hope to. I look forward to attending one of your own webinars too. And big brother, Uncle too. Thank you. Funke, thank you very much. You're making me proud. I'm proud of you. Yeah. Yeah. Modupe, I don't know which Modupe it is, but I appreciate you for connecting as well.
Thank you, sir.
I can see network throwing you in and out. And Mr. Babatunde Abraham, I also appreciate you for connecting on this call. I want to say thanks to everyone who is connected with us on this call. We're going to have this it's on Instagram Live, it's on Facebook Live, it's going to be there for a couple of days, and we're going to have it on YouTube. You can always revert back to this anytime you want to confirm. This evening we've talked about the life stage real estate investment model. A model is a framework designed by Meaningful Realtors that is simply tailored to say that there is a suitable real estate investment for a particular phase of life. Real estate investment is not a one size fits all, because the state of life that you are in will determine what is best for you. And we said that if you don't remember anything tonight, as a young investor, as a starter in life, know that one thing you have on your side is time, and your focus is on growth. You want to grow your portfolio. Whereas for those who don't have age on their side, their major focus, Mr. Olaoye, sorry, I think you're coming in late. Their major focus, or those in the later phase of life, their major focus is cash flow. They want to put their money in investment that they can say in the next 6 months, I'm going to get this amount. In the next 12 months, I'm going to get this amount. And that is why I say I'm going to speak with Prof after this call, and a number of others as well. Uncle Shitu, I'm sure if I wouldn't have, I don't want to set you up. I would have said the number of people on this call I don't want to set up. Just told them to unmute and give you a testimony about, yeah, but I know Funke can talk. I was staying with Funke yesterday, and she took me to some of our colleagues. She has been with us since the year 2021. She's been doing the co-ownership investment, and she's advancing. She's gone into agro real estate investment. She invited me to her office yesterday and went to see a number of our colleagues that we told about the different investment opportunities that we have. Funke, you want to say something? What has been your experience so far with Meaningful Realtors? Hello, Funke, are you there? Probably she's in transit. I don't believe. Yeah. Okay. Not too many people know him as well. Yeah. Uncle Shitu, can you just tell us what has been your experience so far with Meaningful Realtors? Are you there? Wow. Both are muted. They can't talk. I can't hear them. Yeah.
I do very well. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The experience are very awesome and reliable. My house was up to rest, and I'm very, the principal is guaranteed, and likewise the ROI is guaranteed. So, and that's enjoyable.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that testimonial. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So, if you're still lingering, linger no longer. Reach out to Meaningful Realtors and we'll guide you through on the best real estate investment for the phase or the stage of life that you are in. Once again, I say a big thank you for connecting with me on Facebook, on Instagram. I appreciate you for connecting, for joining this call. And by the grace of God, we'll be having another session next week, same time, same station, all right, or same platform, Zoom, webinar, Facebook. We're going to be here, and subsequently we'll have it uploaded to YouTube. I appreciate every one of you. I don't take your time for granted. I pray that God will bless you and prosperly walk over our hand. When men are saying there's a casting down, we will say there's a lifting up. And we want to remember all our people who are in situations that are not favorable. We want to pray that God will intervene in our personal matters and in the affairs of our nation. God bless you. Thank you for connecting once again. I appreciate you. Bye. See you next week. Look at me. I didn't press the record.